Before Kim Lee even began reading, my conscious mind had already returned me to that time and place in the distant past. As his words followed me there, as I once again immersed myself in the writer's perspective. In fact, each time I returned to the story, I would see and hear everything from the writer's point of view. I guess this is why I feel such a strong connection to the author of these pages. The entry in the journal continued. I stood up and scanned my surroundings. In my head, I was unsure of which way to go. But deep inside of me was a driving desire to take my first step and then the next. I came to realize that even though I didn't know the destination, the direction was clear. With each step, I could feel the speed of my pace increasing, but the effort required to propel me at that velocity seemed to lessen. And even though the scenery I would pass through would blur in my eyes, I could see it all clearly in my head. But with these heightened senses, it was not only what I could see, but what I could feel. I could feel everything around me. Normally I would be focused on a few things or be distracted by my internal dialogue. But all these things were taking place simultaneously, and not one thought or one event distracted me from the other. Every sense, every thought became one, and yet I could distinguish every individual occurrence surrounding me. I could feel the sun on my shoulders, and I could tell it's the position in the sky from its radiance on my body. I could feel the wind on my face, but I could also feel it bending the blades of grass growing up around me and rustling through the tree branches above. Not only could hear the song of each bird as I passed, but I could feel the ruffling of each feather, and even the blink of their eyelids did not go unnoticed by me. The breath of the serpent and the chirping of the cricket blended as one in my mind and yet remained separate at the same time. My days of wondering how or why I was able to experience these things has long passed. My intense insecurities and curiosities have faded as I absorb and learn from each new sensation. Everything seems to serve a purpose and keeps directing me to my destination like an internal compass. I've come to know how the praying mantis developed his sense of direction. Always knowing the direction without ever knowing the destination. This too was great freedom. I knew I was getting close to my destination because I could hear the voices of men in the wind, and I could smell the blood and sweat of the conflict ahead. I have covered a great distance in a short time, and instead of being tired, I could feel the blood pumping through my body and the rhythm of my breath soothing me. I was fully prepared for battle. I was fully prepared to accept my destiny.